In this video, I want to share my tips how you can improve dramatically the quality of generating 3D models with AI. Well, then we'll start first with the image. Our first original image that we're going to create model, and reason is because if you have it crop in, you will have it crop out. So the image need be precise. And beside that, if you in the future want to use exactly the same characters with this tip, it will help you. So let's begin with a prompt. And here, usually what I created, you have a prompt and you start creating the character. What I found later, sometimes you want to create side or maybe you want to create different pose for this character, but consistency is not there. We can increase this consistency, but have the first step, it's creating our character style sheet or character sheets like right here you can see. And this is you can done with inside, for example, ChatGPT, Gemini, or with a ComfyUI on your local computer. And let me show you examples. Right here, what I've done, I created this style sheets, and if we look closer on the prompt, it says photorealistic standard character reference sheets. Well, in this case, creepy vampire is what I was describing, with a late grade studio background. And this is important, whatever you generated, you want to create white or a light gray background. Avoid to create any backgrounds that maybe after consider as a settings like inside the forest or building with the 3D applications that we're going to use, they may get confused with this. So we want isolated just specifically for the character. And right here, just describing what is have as well. Notice I put it not just character with different poses. Also, I put it close up on a face, details, hands. That will help in the future to create even better details for our character. After when you create this character style sheet, save it. You can create your own library of characters that you like to create it. Later, even in the same prompt, like right here with ChatGPT, I preload this character and I have this prompt. This is a special kind of created prompt, and I come up after some time creating all of this bunch of different models. If you see, I had a full shelf of them creating all different models, and I was experimenting what prompts work best. So right here, what we have it, we want photorealistic product photography of Vampire King because I want to create model. I do like to generate this kind of models creating, and this is what is specified. In this case, action figures, it's make a selecting and describe, for example, I don't necessarily want to what in the character, yes, because we may change, we may have a different outfit. In this case, I says character wearing the leather armor, iron ascent, some specific details. The next is also important for us because right here you can see its character standing in a strict A pose. If you're going to take this character later and animate, not necessarily printing, just using like with Blender or any other applications used in your game, you want to do with a T or a pause. In my case, because I just want maybe select as a reference, I just said a pause. The nice things about many AI image processing software, same like ChatGPT, Gemini, or Flux Connects, you can also reference additional image with a specific pose. In this case, I created with that. Next, we want to be sure the arms spread away from torso. This is important, and mostly if you're going to animate, because then what image will create it, it will assign bone system based on that. After this, legs slightly apart, we want all separation, 3/4 isometric camera angle, and that is also important, so it does not have it just a flat looking on us. It's give it perspective and depth. That specific step will be very valuable when you start working with a 3D application from image to 3D. And in many cases, we don't need even multiple views. The only multiple views we wanted, if we want to be sure his clock have maybe specific symbols or a specific design, then maybe we want it. Otherwise, we can let other application to do this. Next, we want flat studio lighting. You want to avoid any beam light. You want to avoid any of this. You want even with a dimension photorealistic, but you want to have this flat lighting that all details is same. Otherwise, some brighter details, AI may think it's an depth too close or far away, and you will mess up with this. Next, diffuse ambient occlusion, brightness. By the way, all of this, I will put it down in description, the kind of preset, so you can copy and paste and use it in your own settings, or just get inspired from these. And after this, we have it, our image, what we ready to use. Well, if you're using ComfyUI, that will be about same. I'm using the Flux to claim same the reference, and you see right here, I uploaded this reference image. Inside the reference image, I just posted exactly the same prompt, and afterwards you can see we have our character created. Of course, it does not look exactly the same like in a Gemini or ChatGPT because it's different software, but it is very high detail, very nice model that we can use it later in our production. And so this tip, remember, simple: garbage in, garbage out, and we want to have a very good reference image. Our next step after we created image reference images, we want to convert them to 3D. Is have multiple different applications that we can utilize. So example, we have one with the Hyper 3D, which utilize the Rodin AI new second model. It's honestly it's okay, but quality I was disappointed, and character when you render hardly reference to the what on the image, and mostly I'm going with the faces because when I create character, I want to be sure the face of this character represent what is there, and as well amount of details. The Tripo, it does perform okayish, but again we have it some problem with consistency, and beside the consistency, even for example like with a Meshy, it's look okay, but we have it here problem. And problem sometimes is not how accurate it's representing. Problem is inside when it's how build the mesh and connect inside. What? Let me show you example. Right here, I have an application. And this is a slicer I'm using for my 3D printer. Most of the figurines, I have different printers, but like these ones with high details, I'm using Elegoo Mars 5 Ultra. No, they're not sponsored this video, it's just what I'm using. I have it as well, the Creality and other printers. Well, the slicer allowed me to take a model, put it, edit supports, and prepare for the print. So here's example, a model I just created with a Meshy, and let me just grab and drag inside. So what's happening right there, you can see scale. Yeah, we can scale a little bit up, nice, but this has become problem. Right here it says need fix damage, perform automatic repair. So what's happening this time, I don't know what is inside the vertex or whatever, some problems, and at least my application is caught that problem and try to repair. Not all of them do, and what's happening when you start printing, your print fail in the middle. So it is important to have a good model. Even Meshy offers some kind of repair, but I tried and always come up with this kind of error to the point that I end up building my own application to help me with 3D printer. So for those who are interested, I will put it link down below for this application. And also what it actually does, it's have a full database. It's going outside, take a full database of the available 3D printers, in this case, resin printers, what I needed. Also collect all resins from different supplies right here, build your own database. Next, you need to just go select a file that you wish to the print. You can also analyze its multiple different areas of analysis it will perform for you. And if it's passed, fine, you can see. Otherwise, you can also just after fix this and download it. And let's have a different type of analysis you want to perform. But this is small things you don't necessarily need to do. What I like about this, down below, I also create this like mine Mars 5 Ultra. I can select what I used, AK standard, miniature case, and I can generate my settings. And right here, just provide for me to downloadable JSON file, or I can use it with special presets, height, exposure, to set for the best print for this specific model, size, and everything. So it's kind of just helpful tool. But back to this, if you don't want to deal with a broken file and you want highest resolution, I think my personal preference it's high item 3D. And I know I put it this before, but it's still personally for me, it's still the number one application to create it. Remember, it starts from open source. You can still access and use it first of the version, so it's developed, people using. And best of all, you can create here very high. I mean, look on this. It's incredible high details. It's actually what I'm using. And if you look on some what is created, it is incredible amount of details for the models. And also because it is AI created, it can create some broken mesh and other things. With these options, you can go here and enable repair, which is also analyzed. It's kind of what my tools does, but they do there on a backend. It's much faster, more accurate, and fix this model so you don't have it any fail print. So this is for me. And beside the fail print, that is also will affect when you start animating if you're going to take this and put it. So my tip for you, select proper service. Select the service you want it and you can use it. For example, high resolution for me is high item 3D. If I want to animate it, I will just right here reduce amount polygon and make very simple low polygon for the video games or other things, and it is performed very accurate and properly faces. So how I say other ones, it's whatever you like it, wherever you prefer, but be sure your other tip, select correct service that is not just a flash. And by the way, just let you know, it's many other services there, but all what they do, it will be similar like in a ComfyUI. Like right here, you can see they are just using APIs to call those direct services, direct companies to actually utilize. You just paying extra to using them as interface for you. And as I'm open ComfyUI down below here, you'll find we also have it some that is you can run on your local machine. Sadly, they're not updated and a little bit sloppy mesh. It's an old mesh, okay? It's old and never updated. It's slow and it is not accurate. It's just fun to try on your local computer, but I'm say that's not worth it on this case. Okay, and our third little bit tip, it's more about rigging. You always can go and try to rig inside the Blender. And I have a good video about this. So check on my channel about this video on the rigging inside. However, if you prefer have it speed up this process doing a little bit faster, two other applications I will recommend for you to check in. One of them from Adobe Mixamo, but I heard some rumors about this maybe phasing out sometime. So for now, you can still use this. You can still download it, upload your model, and utilize all of these predefined animations. And this is free with some animations. Other ones you will need to purchase if you want to do this. Another tool, it's come from the Relution, and this is AccuRig. They have two versions. One is absolutely free. Again, I did a video and they update. This is very actively developed products. And they also include one that can connect inside the ComfyUI. So be sure you check this out. And another one, pay version, which is more advanced. So you can have it a lot of different options. So you can do it. But it is have somewhat automation, but it's more as the assistant. So you still need to do a lot of your stuff. So it's not like set and automatically applied everything here. So you will need a tweak and adjust something. Again, I have good videos about how to use these animations with this. Be sure to check them directly. Well, at the end, I want to add just teeny tiny bonus going over some presets. And how I say I'm using High 3D. So right here, you can see new additions they added. It is new model and best discovered fast model, which is actually work very good. I will show you the difference between fast model or not. It's a good on a low resolution if you want to create and test this as well. We don't need texture. If you're creating for the printer, do not use it cast geometry and texture at the same time. Doesn't matter whatever you're using, because that will be same things like with Meshy you can create texture, or with other applications they all do have, but you don't want texture because in a printing most time if you print, oh, it's a dragon and it's flying. If you print in the same color, so we don't care. If you have a color printer, then you can kind of check and see how it will work. And some application will support color, some don't. Okay, Our quality fast on normal. I can show you private. For me, you can, if you want to share it public, usually I keep it private. And they also in a item, they have an advanced mode where you can modify how you can preview. Some of them will use the with multi-view different sides, like how I say sides and back. And this is sides is back. It's good when you utilize what I said, this, the character sheet, because you can reference and it will give you a huge benefit. You can anytime come back and it will provide multi-view for you so you can use it this way. Okay, and as well output phase count. Highest is not always necessary better because it will add additional details. So just to see what is produced, and that is also will depend on what printer you're using, because if I'm using my filament printer, which is does not have it as much resolution, it's pointless for me to waste it all of these things to create high resolution models. So whatever is your targeting printer, just look how many, what layer thickness, how much details they can create. If for the 3D printing, then you can use this. And for the animations, you definitely, for this, you want to go a little bit down. And from my personal experience, you want capture detailizations on your video game models or other things through the textures, not necessarily through the complexity of the mesh, because complexity of the mesh will create a slow rigging, slow animations. Usually you can achieve this by increasing a better texture. In many cases, that will solve a lot of problems. And of course, here we have it UV unwrap. We don't care about this if we don't have it. And repair when we need it. And look, it's only 10 credits, incredibly low cost to generate this model. If we're going inside as assets, just want to show you, I do create a lot of many different models to create it and test. And this is a resolution. This is, for example, high quality one resolution. And you can see, like, let's go on the hair right there. You can see detailizations like right there, how much it's done, all of this. And face a little bit different because I'm trying to create the vampire kind of like with this. But this one is a lower quality, which is produced still quite a bit. This is a fast, and as a polygons, I mean, it's a very low type. So it is produced very fast, nice to render, and testing your model on this. So this is about all tips I want to give you today. If you have any questions, let me know. Put it down in comments. We'll see you next time. Bye.